Nickelodeon is one of the best cartoon channels, in my opinion. Well, the 2000 Nicks had some such classics like Fairy Odd Parents, Jimmy Neutron, Avatar, Danny Phantom, Teenage Robot, and all. But me, on the other hand, I grew up with the 2010 versions. Okay, as for right now, the Nickelodeon two biggest shows is The Loud House and SpongeBob. And for today's video, I'm going to be comparing these two cartoons to see which one is truly better. Well, I'm pretty sure you guys know the answer to that, but regardless, let's begin. The story of The Loud House is usually about a simple preteen metal child named Lincoln Loud. He lived in a house with 10 sisters. He navigates through the household every day and go on tons of adventures with his family, including the two films that he has. Well, the story of SpongeBob, on the other hand, well, it was actually a less of a story. It's just more of a episodic entertainment for kids to watch with their brain turned off. Well, as a kid, I thought the story of SpongeBob is unique, but as that I just got older, I realized that the plot is non-existent here. Well, The Loud House is maybe generic, but at least is all about family and sympathy stuff, and that's what this show has the upper hand over SpongeBob. And on top of that, it is a pretty relatable show, especially kids that has siblings. Well, the SpongeBob cartoon is good, but I think it needed more storytelling. Well, despite SpongeBob going on many adventures and having his trilogy of movies. But with all that being said, the characters, well, none other besides Squidward, is nowhere near as relatable as the Loud family are. So the cartoon with the far superior story is undoubtedly The Loud House. Okay, just to be clear, this comparison is just my opinion, so if you're either a fan of SpongeBob or The Loud House, whether I choose is better, it does not mean I prefer one than the other. Well, even though I grew up with SpongeBob more. Okay, the characters from The Loud House, we have, of course, Lincoln Loud, and then his 10 sisters, Lori Lenny, Luna Luann, Len Lucy Lana Lowen Lily, Clyde McBride, Lincoln's best friend and brother figured, and much more characters. As for the characters from SpongeBob, we have SpongeBob SquarePants, of course, and then his close friend, Patrick, their neighbor Squidward, Sandy Cheeks, Larry the Lobster, Mr. Puff, Mermaid Man and Bargo Boy, Gary, SpongeBob Pet, Mr. Krabs, Plankton, Mr. Krabs' rival, and the Flying Dutchman. Okay, well, I gotta say, SpongeBob does not have enough characters in comparison to The Loud House, because The Loud House has a lot more characters, all thanks to Lincoln having 10 sisters. But as much how more relatable the characters was in The Loud House, they can be pretty forgettable at times. Yet despite having a much bigger universe, The Loud House has a lot of forgettable characters that doesn't show up in episodes all that much. Well, although the Loud siblings kind of reminded me of me, my brother, and my cousins hanging out with each other, and I'm pretty much the Lincoln Loud in real life in this situation. And this is exactly why I relate to Lincoln Loud the best. Well, regardless, I think the characters from SpongeBob is superior. Well, they're not that relatable, but they are memorable and goofy, and you can just make references of whatever jokes was thrown in the show. Like, SpongeBob has a lot of iconic moments, and his was even a meme in the internet. Okay, when it comes to relatability, I'm going to easily give it to the Loud House, but unfortunately I can't because of the lack of memorable characters. So the cartoon with the superior characters, without a doubt, is SpongeBob SquarePants. Okay, now let's talk about the comedy. Well, like I said, SpongeBob comedy are memorable, and they serve as a meme for kids and adults to laugh at and make fun of. Well, I also have some good laugh with the comedy of the Loud House, and although Lincoln Loud is pretty much the Batman of the Loud siblings, like we all know that Lincoln is the man with the plan, and he always outsmarted his 10 sisters, much like Batman outsmarted the Justice League. Okay, the reason why I consider the Loud siblings as a Nickelodeon version of the Justice League because of their different personality. Like Lori is always on her phone, Lenny is into fashion, Luann is the Joker, Luna is a rock and roll girl, Lynn Jr. is an athlete, Lana likes mud and dirty stuff, Lucy is a goth, Lola is into girly stuff, and Lisa is the brains of the family. Like 11 kids with all different personality, that kind of make them like a group of superheroes with different personality and superpowers, and it pretty much makes them the superior, goofy comedy cartoon characters than SpongeBob, in my opinion. But when it comes to the social media reputation, you know dang well I'm going to easily give this round to SpongeBob SquarePants. Okay, the villains in the SpongeBob universe is usually Plankton. Well, Plankton's goal is to steal the Krabby Patty secret formula, and that's what he always does. I mean, seriously, Plankton is like Bowser, always kidnapping the princess, and that's how cliche he is. Well, the other villain is the Flying Dutchman, and I think he's more of an anti-hero. Well, there's more SpongeBob villains, like Burger Beard from the second SpongeBob movie, and whatever she is from the Sandy Cheeks movie. Well, the Loud House, on the other hand, never had villains in their universe. Well, until Season 5 existed. The first villain what the Loud family encounter is the Mirror family, the evil spies that tries to, destroy all peaches, whatever. And then we have Morag from the Loud House movie, Dex, the guy from Season 7, I think, Fifi and Hammerhead from the second Loud House movie, No Time to Spy, Chandler McClint, well, he's not really the villain, he's just more like a rival to Lincoln, but I can see a potential anti-hero of him. And there's even the villains in my own Loud House crossover movie I just made. Okay, overall, it seems like that the Loud family has made a lot of enemies for every different villains that they have faced off, but I think I'm just going to give this round as the superior villains to SpongeBob, because SpongeBob villains appeared in episode more often, just like the characters appeared more often than the Loud House. The Loud House villains just only appeared in one episode and one movie, and that's it, and yet Chandler appeared more than the popular villains. Well, Plankton is maybe cliche, but at least he is iconic, and this is why they made the Plankton spin-off movie, which I already made a comparison video out of, so it's another point for SpongeBob. Okay, now let's talk about the main characters. Well, Lincoln Loud, like I said, has been living and outsmarting his 10 sisters for his whole life. Like, he is definitely Nickelodeon's Batman. Well, SpongeBob, on the other hand, well, he is a sensitive, nice, sweet gentleman who is happy all the time and very patient. And he can get pretty annoying at times. And now that I am older, I see why Squidward gets grumpy all the time. So for what I see, it seems like that SpongeBob has a great life. But Lincoln's life is more relatable, and like I said, the Loud siblings reminded me of my brother and my cousins, and I can relate to Lincoln in every level. So the show with the superior main character, in my opinion, is the Loud House. Well, it really comes down to this. SpongeBob is iconic and one of the recognizable character on the planet, and there's a 4th SpongeBob movie coming up, which I already react to in my channel, and it does triggered my childhood since I am talking about it. The Loud House is all about family and sympathy stuff, and sometimes too loud, but SpongeBob is a cartoon that has made your childhood. Even more, it's just more like a popcorn enjoyer type show, where you don't have to think about the logic. Well, I think I watch more of the Loud House stuff than SpongeBob, because, well, I can be a nerd about the Loud House universe, read some of their comics, and I can even make videos and movies out of them, which my first movie I just posted turns out to be really popular. Okay, without wasting any more time, let's rank the scores. Well, my score for SpongeBob was originally going to be much higher, but watching this as I got older, and I became much frustrated and annoyed by this show by now, it gets a standard 7 out of 10. The Loud House, on the other hand, it gets a 7 as well. Okay, the reason why that the Loud House gets the same score as SpongeBob, because of the recent seasons that are not that good. Because watching the newer season of The Loud House, I just found myself to be bored from this show, and this is why this show is not as big what it used to be, and I hope that they make up for it for season 8. Okay, well, even though I am more connected and much prefer The Loud House until the day I die, well, I believe that the superior cartoon is undoubtedly SpongeBob Squarepants, and that's how I'm going to end this video for today. Well, I did not talk about the spin-off shows between both of these shows, and even I did, then I would easily give it to the Loud House, because the SpongeBob spin-off were just trash. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video and like what I do, make sure to like and subscribe, and comment down below which cartoon do you like better. And if you really enjoyed that video, go watch my previous Loud House vs SpongeBob video that I made, which is the movie version. My name is Isaiah Belfort, and I will see you guys next time.